German lolly lime. Let's go.
Shame. Shame.
Murder German lolly time.
Shame.
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 All the shame.
For context, one of us watched the dub, and the other of us didn't rewatch it at all.
Yes. But hey, I've already watched it twice in a row, so I'm good with that.
Shame. Shame.
I was the one who recommended the series anyway. I haven't already watched it.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Anime Club.
Where shame is the name of the game.
It is if you didn't watch it.
I'm Knick-Knack. With me is Realm Shamer.
Wow, that's a way to put my name in perspective. Because I'm certainly shameless.
The Great Lord Vorn.
Kick him in the fire pit.
Stop popping!
I thought that was you.
No, it's whatever he's doing in his pocket.
I think he just cracked his knuckles.
That's the question, isn't it? Let's play a riddle. What do I have in my pocket?
A lactate.
No.
Your phone.
No.
Your
Well, it is in my
farts.
pocket, but that's not what's popping.
Your farts.
Nope.
Then stop popping.
I'll add to the popping.
And finally, harassing me, the shameful one, Seki.
Stop popping.
That was a good call.
Dante's Infernal Volvia.
This week we last couple
not
weeks.
chewing. Popping.
This last couple weeks, all but one of us watched Yojo Senki, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
For me, this would have been a rewatch, mind you. I've already watched this twice. I will make that clear every time that Knick-Knack tries to bring that up.
Shame.
It's like a little
I
blonde
watched
Hitler.
A little blonde lolly Hitler.
We do want to stipulate. We think this is during...
Yes, this may have been
This
a
is
rewatch
the-
for you, but Katekyo Hitman Reborn was a rewatch for me, and I still watched it.
Yeah.
Filler and all.
And mind you, I will say this: it was mainly because I forgot that this was a 1 week time frame between between this and our previous recording, rather than our 2
Hey,
weeks.
it worked out for your schedule too.
It did, but I was also prepared that week to suffer.
I'm sorry that I have a life.
Well, do we
How
want to...
dare you? Shame.
Well,
Shame.
Hey, you don't have the bell.
Shame.
Hey,
Okay. Well, do we want to move on from this
Fine,
and just
we shall
get?
move on to everyone's favorite segment.
No. Hold on. We have to do a disclaimer first.
Oh yeah, spoiler alerts for episode, was it 1 through 12?
Yeah. And also, we're pretty sure this is based off World War One. So technically,
World War
no.
II.
No, it's
No.
World War One.
World War One.
Trench warfare.
Trench
Trench
warfare,
warfare.
You're really
and
pointing that out.
trench
Yeah.
warfare, and this is their first World War, technically,
Yeah.
if they started.
So there are no Nazis yet. Hitler is not the leader yet. He's a lieutenant, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and the Kaiser's still there. Yeah.
Some of that from the movie?
No.
No,
It's
I'm
just that's
talking
the time
in real
period.
life history.
You know,
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, guys. That's enough about Hitler. Let's move on to
I hate
everyone's
Western
segment.
history. I hate modern Western history.
Move on to the favorite section of
Waifu Wars.
Waifu Wars.
Waifu Wars. All right, guys. Let's start with Vorn. Who's your waifu?
All of them are crazy and psychotic. So, like, there's nothing I really, really enjoy. But I think I'll go with the safe choice and choose, like, the, what's the girl that's right beside her? Like, the assistant.
Oh,
I don't remember her name.
I know who you're talking about.
Do you
I don't
ever
remember.
anyone's names?
No.
Not really.
Okay.
I don't remember anyone's name.
I don't remember anyone's names either, outside of Tanya.
We will get to that.
Yes.
So, the assistant girl trademark.
The assistant girl TM. There we go.
Yeah, the safe one.
Yeah.
Realm Shifter, how about you? This is your show.
This one I really don't have one for, but since I have to pick one, I'm gonna go with Being X.
Oh my!
You.
Was that your choice too, Seki?
Yes.
Well,
Being X. At least until episode 12, and then it's not being X anymore.
Then
What
who
about
was it?
episode
Then it's Tanya.
Oh, really?
Oh.
FBI, open up!
We better run.
There's something very deeply Soviet that appeals to me about someone screaming at soldiers to fuck God because we're gonna be the God.
You know, it's ironic too, because at least I guess actually no, I won't bring that up since it's movie spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers for the movie. You're the only one who's seen it, Realm.
Yes. So therefore, we'll save that for next summer.
Yeah. Let's get back on track. Nick Nack, your choice.
Unironically, ED. Oh my god, I love that ED.
Which
love
which
the
one?
ED.
Oh,
Okay,
the music's was nice.
The Los.
Los.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Los
I love
was
the ED.
great.
Like,
Did y'all catch the episode 9 ending? I believe it was.
I did see that ending. I was kind of disappointed. It wasn't Los.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the person who watched this when this came out.
Yeah.
When we're all in high school.
Yeah.
Seki, sit up.
Why don't?
I am paying attention.
Yes,
Yes,
but
your
the
voice isn't
microphone
gonna
might
reach the
not be
mic
able
as
to
well.
pick you up that well.
If you're going to lay the opposite direction.
Yes, you can
Lean
turn.
on the
You
cat.
can.
There are two very large reasons why I can't lay in the opposite direction comfortably.
I mean, just take.
I will suffocate myself, and I've done it before. Anyways.
I mean, you could just reposition things.
No, okay, go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. So, episode 1, we get introduced to our what was a slightly psychotic salaryman, Japanese salaryman.
That's what we don't know. It's a salary.
I wouldn't say psychotic.
Yeah, I mean,
Sociopathic.
sociopathic
Pragmatic.
is sociopathically pragmatic is the way to put it.
But at this point, we don't know that Tanya is a salary man.
Yeah, no, we do because of this is literally the first episode show.
No. The first episode, they're at the.
They're
Train
literally.
station.
Oh, that's not until the second
Yeah, it's
episode.
episode 2.
Oh, oops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah.
My placement was wrong then. So instead,
They should have switched those 2 episodes.
Yeah,
oh,
they-
definitely.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
definitely should have. That's actually I read the first light novel. That's how they begin the first
my
light
God.
novel.
Yeah, no, that first episode, I really didn't like that first. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times now, and it was by far the worst episode of the
very
series.
confuzzled.
Yes, understandably so. I don't understand why they placed it like that. Even I got that mixed up, but mindful that's also because I haven't rewatched it. So yeah. Those 2 really shouldn't have been swapped. But anyways, I will continue on since that's not how it was placed. So the first episode actually goes like this, where Tanya is doing some field work essentially for the military in this point, and she runs into a group of soldiers, and she tries essentially to take the easy way out by kamikazing herself into the group of soldiers because she doesn't have any weapon to defend herself with other than that.
Well, this first episode is basically just one large fight scene, a little bit of dialogue and exposition in the middle.
Yeah.
The problem was it's so easy to get lost in.
We know that she was a salaryman in the first episode because she says so.
Does she say so?
She
Yeah.
actually says when they're in the fight scene, she goes. She says so. I remember specifically because I ran to the.
Oh yeah.
She
I
says
do.
something about like such is the life of a salaryman or something.
Yeah, so that is a point that she brings up, but the context for that doesn't get brought up until the second episode. I really don't understand why they swapped this. It really should have just been in the normal order that it was, because it makes a lot more sense to us that
Isn't
way.
it great when they switch stuff around? I really don't understand how they could put so much filler in Hitman.
Right. Right? But anyways, so yeah, that's basically the first episode. We get a little tidbit as to what Tanya truly was in the past life, and of some of and a little, just a tad of the soon-to-be tactician that Tanya will become throughout the series.
Bunker.
Yeah, we got the bunker.
Where the guy's like, well, where she puts the guys in the bunker where they're safe.
Yeah. Real safe.
Safe in air quotes.
Real safe.
Yeah.
Got blown up.
That'll come back in episode 3, I believe. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Never
So,
get into the bunker
where
during
I
World
tried
War.
to start off at. Sorry, did you want to say something, Vorn?
You never get in the bunker.
Yeah,
No, but you hear about it. You hear about what
you
happened.
never
Yeah.
get in it, but you hear about the stuff.
So it doesn't matter if we get in it or not. We heard about it.
Yes.
No, I'm saying we never go into the
She
bunker.
leaves, like, her little
Nobody
assistant-
goes in.
She leaves like her second in
should.
command girl, like horrified at the end. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's like that part is like, oh yeah, you're.
Permanent mental scarring. Exactly what you want. So
Right.
episode 2.
So episode 2. This is where the light novel began in the first place. But anyways, that's beyond the point.
Train Kun.
Train-kun. Would this be considered the ascended form of Truck-kun?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Train-kun is
Okay.
ascended Truck-kun.
This 100% confirms that Truck-kun is sentient. Truck-kun is being X. Okay.
Oh my god.
Does
I
that
mean,
mean
being
Truck-
X, it really is everyone, as we see from this segment here, because literally everyone is talking through with the will of being X.
Well, we also know Truck Kun can change into Motorcycle Kun,
Yeah,
Ambulance Kun, Gravity Kun from the Christmas special.
yeah.
I tried to interject 3 times to say that.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm gonna make a side note here since I brought up the light novel. I'm also gonna bring up the manga. In the manga, being X is literally a bearded god. We literally get to see being X in the manga.
So he's obviously not Muslim.
Yes.
Is his beard white?
It looks like it could be brown. Like,
Oh,
honestly,
never
like with.
So it's very Jesus.
Yes, it's very Jesus
It's
slash
very
God.
Christian
Yes, it's
Jesus.
very Christian Jesus.
Damn it! It's not Santa.
T-post, assert your dominance. By the way, I apologize for my voice, everyone.
Seki did not sleep well at
No,
all.
I actually blew out my voice last night at work.
Oh, how?
I was facing right next to the speakers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah,
Saki blew out her voice, and I'm a little sick, so if I sound congested, that's why.
it's a whole ass mood, people.
So,
I like this episode. I
Yeah, it
thought
was
it
a
was
good
kind of fun.
yes.
Also, I like the fact that this dude just pushed him in front of a train.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
So, but also, this episode also goes into a lot of like the major theming of Tanya as a series,
mhm.
and that's that like the opinion that like humanity is like an emotional species, like they cannot see logic and stuff like that. It's not natural for humanity. But anyways, that's beyond the point, and the analysis is not really what we're here for. So
I don't know. Maybe Tanya is really being X.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
That would.
Ooh.
Tanya made her own personal hellhole.
Maybe she wants to see who's truly a non-believer.
You know, that would be a real mind twist for the author to come up with, and I would be very curious to see how he would work that, if that is his intention.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, I guess another side note, this is just my own personal introduction since we're getting onto this kind of topic. I kind of wonder what Tanya's personality would be like without the crazed personality of this Japanese salaryman within it. I wonder if they're...
I think there's something beyond that. There's a general lack of empathy and apathy,
Right.
right? And the question was that beaten into her by years of being the person who has to lay off other people? Or was he always apathetic and lacking in empathy?
Usually,
that was
Joseph.
that. Well, okay. Again, having read the first light novel, I can answer that question.
Please don't. That's spoilers.
It's not really.
Some of us may want to go read it on our own. So
Please,
let's,
I very much
let's
advise
stick
you
to the anime.
We'll stick to the anime.
So the question is, to be or not to be? Was she always like this, or did it develop?
So yes,
Contemplate on that.
so
children.
contemplate on that and go read the novel. It answers that question for you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is where we essentially get to see like how Tanya came to join the military essentially and became the youngest like high-ranking officer within the military.
Because no one questions how a 6-year-old decides she wants to join the military and rise the ranks.
Because if you have magic power,
I mean, she was very magically gifted, so yeah, sure, why not?
You're talking about during like the World War.
This isn't
Like-
World War yet, Vorn.
Yeah.
This isn't World War yet. They haven't been plunged into a World
Plus,
War.
even,
They're just
even
plunged
during,
into conflict with their neighbors.
Even during World War I and II, they didn't recruit children.
They recruited like I think 16s and 15-year-olds.
Yes, but not elementary
The
schoolers.
U.S.
or...
draft allows 17-year-olds.
Yes.
So it's not that all that different than it is today.
It's
I think
not all
there
that
was
different,
like a
but
14-year-old. Just
And
saying.
the exception does not make
This
the
is-
rule, Vorn.
Yes.
We've gone over this before.
Okay.
You don't send they even at their at the youngest they would never send an elementary schooler into battle.
Yeah.
The only reason that this is happening in this series is because magic is a thing, and,
Let alone
and
have
apparently
an
magic can help to compensate between the gap between people in this universe.
Let alone have an elementary schooler teach the troops.
Right. Well, I think mainly that comes down to them essentially being a full-grown adult, knowing all the other stuff that they learned in their previous life.
Well,
Yes,
Tanya
but
knows
she isn't.
She is, but she isn't.
They don't know.
They
that.
don't know that, and she never goes out of her way to tell anyone that.
The truth of the matter is, it was fine because it's anime, and in anime, lollies exist.
Yes.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yes. Well, getting back to the actual episodic reviews, that way Seki can enjoy her nap. Episode 3. After getting this takes off place after episode 1, essentially.
Wait.
Put it in the basket, Seki.
Put it in the basket.
Put it in the basket.
In the basket. In the basket, Seki. There you go.
There you go.
Wait, Realm, isn't this supposed to?
Cold.
You could have put it in the basket instead of there.
That was your own fault.
What's your question?
Isn't this episode supposed to lead to episode 1, or am I getting confused?
That's what I was trying to say. Yes,
Okay,
this
okay.
does lead off after episode 1. It's basically after Tanya recovers from that whole incident where she kamikazed herself because apparently they recovered her and she survived. She didn't actually die from that whole ordeal. She then takes some time. I think was it this point? Oh no, this was the point where she then begins testing out.
Yeah, she gets the wounded
she-
heart equivalent, basically a purple heart kind of, but she doesn't get a discharge.
Yeah, because she wasn't trying to purposefully kill herself.
Yeah.
She was trying to get murder. She was doing it in the name of murder, so therefore it's okay.
Martyr. She
Or
was
martyr.
trying to martyr.
Oh,
herself.
martyr! I misheard you. I heard
You said murder, and that's
I
I don't know.
I
She was doing it for the sake
misheard.
of murder as well.
Yeah.
I misheard you. I heard murder, not martyr, come from your mouth. But that's besides the point. So
I love the testing phase.
yes. So yeah, this is the phase where Tanya gets the computational jewel from Mr. Mad Scientist himself.
My second
God.
waifu.
being X.
I mean, being X helps Tanya make this thing work, but
Being X gives the idea to the mad scientist in a dream.
you know, that's
Yep.
actually right.
I love that sequence towards the end where he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm 100% sure this will work." She like, "Okay," goes up. "How do you know it's gonna work? God told me."
And
God
then-
damn
Oh my God, and
it!
then
That's pretty much this episode in a
Everyone-
nutshell.
Everyone in the command room is like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, she's gonna die."
Oh,
She's
boom.
going to blow up. It's gonna be making me here.
And then,
Marshmallows.
and then, in a little bit of irony, being X has to make her pray to him in order for the jewel to work and not kill her.
Just look at that part where did Being X force her to pray, or
Yeah.
did she pray
I-
her own will to survive?
I think
the
it was
only way for the jewel to work is
Yeah,
if
is
she
if she
prays to
prays.
Being X.
honestly there's three ways I interpret this. One is the Being X forced her to pray. What was it? And then the other one was that she did it out of survival. Or the third theory goes back to what I mentioned earlier, where there's a besides the sociopathic salaryman in her, the original personality of Tanya within her did that. At least that's my theory.
I think it's just that.
I think it's more like I think the first two are more
Yeah.
likely,
Yeah.
but that's just like it's just one of the theories I have for like that the original personality of Tanya that she was supposed to have before she was taken over by a psychopathic murder lolly was in there. But again, that's just a theory, complete speculation, and probably unfounded.
Which also, think about this: like people get put into other people's bodies in isekai. What about the original person that was in that body?
Exactly.
Okay, we get
Yeah.
it. We watched Bookworm.
Wait, but
Now
here's the thing.
Poor Mine-chan.
Well, mine died, okay?
A good story for another day.
Murderer.
I don't care. And also, that Tanya was like a 1-year-old or like a couple month old baby.
but
Yeah.
I could totally imagine like her personality being just overrun essentially.
Somebody else was slated to go into that body,
Yes.
Okay.
and then they put the salaryman in it.
Although being
Yeah.
fair, the salaryman was in at birth, if I remember.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's like ways to interpret it. I still like the theory of like that there's also someone else within the body, but it's like the big voice, little voice. The salaryman's the big voice, but then there's the itty bitty tiny little voice in the back of the head that is the original Tanya.
Man, it's been nice listening to Realm's fan fiction.
This is okay. This isn't even a fan fiction. This is just a theory I have, and it's probably unfounded.
Fan fiction is literally fan theories.
Okay.
Written
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So there we go. This is a fan theory of mine. It's probably unfounded, but you're welcome. You're welcome to disagree with me all you want.
So
This
is
is
You're
just
welcome,
my role.
Internet.
So is Drapple. Doesn't mean you can't find a very explicit Drapple fix.
No.
Nobody
No.
look up Drapple.
No.
Nobody look up Drapple.
I don't even know what Drapple is, and I kind of
Draco
want to
X
know.
the Apple from Harry Potter, movie number 6.
Don't.
None
look.
the fuck.
Don't look.
Don't. Stop.
Don't.
Don't. We're moving off this.
It's very disturbing.
It does sound very disturbing. Although, then again, I'm not going to judge because there are people on Twitter who like to roleplay as tables and are very adamant about it.
Oh, I saw a Naruto hentai about that.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
What the hell are we talking about now?
We're very
Everybody,
off topic.
Stop!
We're very off topic.
We need to get back.
Okay.
We're wasting too much time.
We're wasting too much time. Do you want your nap or not?
I mean, I would have already been having my nap if you'd been here on time.
Not
Cool.
really. Not really. Because like we're already 30 minutes in.
Not quite. Keep going.
Okay. So, moving on. Next episode. This is the whole after Tanya gets blown to smithereens or almost blown to smithereens by this computational jewel. She decides she needs some time off and goes back to study at home.
Oh,
This is where she goes to the
This
university,
is
right?
the university.
Well, first off,
segment.
they have her because she was back at the command for a bit, and she like
she
promotes
requests
that
to be,
one.
She requests to
Yeah.
be removed from testing.
Yeah.
But she
They
also
send her-
promotes that one
Yeah, they
girl.
send
Yeah,
her back
she-
out in the field, and then she's told that she can now go to Officers Academy.
Yes.
I love that
So
part
it's
where
not
she
that she
promotes.
chooses to; it's
Okay.
that she's told. To.
Okay. Or she's told that she can
Yeah.
go to. At
I
this
love
point.
when she promotes that one girl because that one girl, like, her first reaction upon being promoted is the place I'm going gonna have artillery hit it?
She literally thought, "Am I going to the rear?" It's like, what a promotion that would be—a promotion from life.
Right.
Wait, is this the one where it's like, who was it? The strategist watches her blow up the wall, send a student flying out, and then
Yes,
she
and I
stomps
love
on
the
student.
strategist. He's my second waifu. He's my second waifu.
Oh damn!
He's hilarious. I love him.
And then this gets into more of like essentially Tanya's manipulations, her attempting to climb the political ladder of the military. Yeah.
Infiltrating strategic HQ with her dangerous ideas.
Right, dangerous ideas and war tactics, essentially. And we get even more of that later on.
Tanya.
I really like the
Her and her Third Reich mentality over
I know,
here.
right? I really like this stuff. It's really interesting.
She later comes back when they reference a thesis she wrote.
Yes,
Oh my God.
she writes multiple theses throughout the course of this series, and it's impressive, honestly. And my favorite part is just seeing the reaction of the one dude. I don't remember his name, but just his reaction to all these theses that are written by her, and it's just like, oh my God, the amount of logic in here is staggering.
There's this moment or something where she's sitting there and somebody asks her a question, and it may be later in the show or it may be around this episode, but she's just like, you need to eliminate everyone who doesn't support the Empire.
Yes, that is
before they can come at you. And
yes.
I was like, Jesus Christ! Good Lord, little girl.
Yes.
You are a psychopath.
She transitions from a sociopath to a psychopath out of the course of this series.
It's the other way around, but I'll have to look up the definitions of sociopath and psychopath.
Sociopath is like someone who's a bit more mentally manipulative and whatnot, and a psychopath is someone. Well, I mean, they're both manipulative in their own ways.
There's actual psychological distinctions between them.
Yeah. But, anyways, there's a lot of that throughout the series. So, so this is the part after this episode 5 now, where, yes, she is now, after getting essentially a promotion from one of the majors or lieutenants or whatever, by writing a thesis that or a battle plan or whatever, she then is now assigned to find people to help her with this battalion, and it is a mage battalion.
A rapid response.
Yeah, a rapid response mage battalion.
Her first person is that assistant.
Yes. Is this the assistant is more so there to help her with the paperwork in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then she eventually does become a part of the actual battalion itself. So yeah. And then I forget. I think it is this episode. They also show the whole training segment of the soldiers in the snow, and just Tanya raining down bombardments for like days in a row.
There's like that look on that one girl's face, like I fucking knew it.
Yes,
this feels too much Waffen SS style.
Yeah, just like. They're really Tanya's really trying to train these soldiers, and just like the best part is that when one of them falls over and then gets up, and like, no, I will continue this, and I'm just like wow, she's putting them through this training, and they're like, no, we will continue, we will not surrender.
There's something to be said for a rabid and idiotic love of your country.
Yeah.
It's not advisable, but it makes for good soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's this. Oh yeah, and then they start out and then I think also in this episode, they also have an attack on what was called the Dacian Empire. I think that was based in the Ottoman Empire, maybe?
I think so.
I thought, to which direction on the map was it? Because it's literally a map of Europe.
Yes, it's literally a map of Europe, just like some.
And I think the Dacian Empire is that way, so it would be the Ottomans because they were occupying Spain at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, and they don't have any mages, so basically this was just how Tanya put it, a live firing exercise.
Yeah.
Well, hey everyone, I'm going to bomb you.
My favorite part. They're sitting there, and she's like, according to the rules of warfare, I have to tell them that I'm going to bomb them. And she gives it to the major, and not the major, but the major's like, you should do it, Lieutenant. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
This is your friendly neighborhood reminder that you're going to be bombed. Please evacuate the buildings. Thank you very much.
Yes. She does it in the most childish voice that she can, so that way everyone thinks it's a joke and just a kid pulling a prank. And then they all get blown to smithereens.
And then they trigger the explosives in the munitions bunkers. And they're like, look, they provided us with entertainment and fireworks.
Yay! Yeah. So that was that episode. Lots and lots happening in just one episode. Just like murder and suffering. Well, that we get even further into in the next
Murder, death, suffering, lollies.
My
Oh
toes hurt.
gosh.
All right. So episode 6. This is okay. I forget exactly what happens in this episode, so I'm gonna need you guys to kind of help me out with this one. This one, where does it Okay, so this one,
I was told
This
to
is more
put it in the basket.
continuation.
Yeah, you pulled it out of the basket earlier. I saw that. And I'm pulling it out to pull up the episode list.
I looked up psychopath and sociopath.
This is more just the continuation of the war.
yeah,
Yeah. Like this follows World War One pretty.
it
Oh,
I mean,
Okay.
okay, but let's face it, the next couple episodes are her, like, battalion by battalion wiping out other people's forces.
yeah,
Until the point where they all get called back to HQ.
yeah.
I think that's the problem with the next few episodes. The next few episodes really kind of mesh
Blurred.
together.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
But
them
they also
attacking.
don't have. But they also aren't quite so connected that where they just pick up after where each other left in most cases.
It almost feels like filler.
It's filler, but not
Slight.
filler. I actually, well, I did read the light novel. I didn't read the full one, so I don't know how much better this meshes together. I'd imagine it meshes better together in the light novel, considering that, for crying out loud, the first episode should have been what episode 2 is.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably makes chronologically more sense within the context of the novel, but not so much within the sense of how the anime decided to structure
Yeah.
it.
It's filler, but it's not filler, and that just means it's kind of badly written.
In fact, the closest we ever get to filler is a hint that Tanya's battalion went out for a beach party temporarily, and then they had to get
We
called
missed
back.
our fan service beach party episode with Tanya's battalion. Oh my god!
I know,
Okay,
right?
but did
Yeah.
everyone really want to see Tanya in a swimsuit?
Absolutely
Tanya wasn't at that
not.
beach party.
I
And
know.
Tanya's not the kind of person who would go to that kind of thing. Tanya's the kind of person who's like, there's work to be done, even though they're
Exactly.
so.
Oh yes, Realm.
Although, okay, actually, yeah, you continue. Go ahead.
For episode 6, this is the one with the bomber scene.
Oh,
Yeah, with
okay.
being X. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This
This.
is-
Oh, okay.
We're at this point now.
Okay. So this is that part. I remember. This is the part where like they're about to bomb like a crucial point in the war, essentially, that where one of the enemies, I think what's the equivalent of Great Britain, is about.
Wait. Oh, it's the North one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the equivalent of Great Britain, but on the map they're showing Norway and Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is this world's equivalent of Great Britain about to bomb a key section that Tanya then stops with
Yeah,
her
it's like
battalion.
the northernmost, like, main port.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, if you don't know about Germany, is pretty important if you want to actually have a navy.
But anyways, there is actually
I
one
think that
scene,
would be a
since you
very
brought up
bad
that.
place to choose to start your naval career. It's just so far away from everything and so disconnected. You'd want a port closer to home. Like, strategically, it's good, like, for bombing, but it's not
Yeah.
really a good base of operations because you're just so cut off from everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of Germany right there for you. There's nothing that really close to the ocean.
I'll introduce Vorn to a map later, everyone.
Well,
But-
no, I'm talking about naval bases, okay?
Yeah, but with the land they've already taken over, they have an entire coastline.
Yes, but you're talking about, like, build up during a war. It's not going to happen that well.
Yeah, but why would they start in the middle of Norway when they have their own coastline at the moment?
They have their own coastline, and also they're like according to a news report we get during, I think it was the school section.
Yeah.
Wait,
They're currently the strongest military force in the world at that time.
wait. I think we're getting confused here. Because I'm pretty sure this is the enemy bombing them, not them bombing the enemy.
No, I said that the enemy is bombing them.
Okay. Wait.
You're getting confused right now.
Wait, I thought they
My
were
hands.
bombing a German port in
Can we-
Germany.
Can we just move on right now?
No,
You're
yeah.
clearly too confused.
None of this matters.
None of it matters because
forget
all
it.
that matters is that Tanya ends up saving the day thanks to her computational jewel and the powers of Being X.
Being
And if
X
I-
shows up.
And
That's
if
it.
I'm right about where
No,
we
Being X does
are-
not show up in this episode, actually.
If I'm right about where we are, she gets a new rifle.
I don't think she gets a new rifle. I think she's... Or, wait. Oh, yes, she does, actually. Because this
She
is
gets
that...
that dude's.
Yeah, she gets that dude's... Oh, this is another minor plot point. Then... Or no, that was in the Snowfield episode, actually, where she gets the episode... Or where she gets the rifle. Because the guy... She beats the guy in this episode, I believe.
This is where
But
she
then-
finds the Entente soldier who has his plane crash landed, and she, like, he's all bloodied, and she's talking to Being X through him.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that
Being X doesn't...
one.
Okay, okay, so
Okay.
this is that episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, then in that case, so she beats up that one guy that then later comes back to her as like an adversary, essentially. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But I was trying to say in the first place to Seki's comment about how I don't think we want to see Tanya in a swimsuit, and we don't. But at the end of, I believe it was
Why
the
did we
first
go back to
episode.
swimsuits?
Because there's a end scene episode, I think it was after end credits at the end of the first episode. I forget exactly though, where she was shown in like a full-on Lolita dress or of some kind,
I think
and they were taking a picture with the lieutenant or whatever, her lieutenant.
All right, so we're on episode... That was episode
7.
That
we
were-
need to be on episode
Wait a second.
7.
First, episode 6.5. Did anyone actually watch this?
Absolutely.
No.
I was so confused when I watched it for the first time when I was watching the series on my own. I was like, wait, is this literally just a recap of everything? I was like, okay, it just is. Okay, skip.
Yeah, I skipped the recap episode.
So yeah, for everyone, just know 6.5 is
That
literally a
makes
recap
lot of
episode.
sense.
What?
I had mine on autoplay.
Yeah, so
Oh.
just skip 6.5. It's literally just a recap of everything that's happened up to this point. So, yeah.
This is where we get Colonel Sue.
Yeah, Colonel Sue.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
This is the rifle.
Okay, so this is the rifle guy. This is where we first meet him, but it's not the last time we
No,
will meet him.
but it is the first time.
It's the
This
first
is the first last
So this is
battle.
the first time, and we also meet his daughter, who I think he was named Mary Sue.
But crack.
But crap.
Great.
Yeah. So this is Colonel Sue, and yeah, and so apparently the family, they're moving over to what is the equivalent of America in this series. Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yay! So they move over, but before they go, they leave him with a farewell present, a special rifle with his name engraved on it, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Then he supposedly dies at the end of the episode. And Tanya takes his rifle.
Supposedly,
Yeah.
but there's other things that happen before this. This is where we get all the other stuff that happens.
They
They're
fight.
trying to basically take over, I think, a crucial like resource camp that will help them move their resources more freely throughout. Or was that the episode? I think that might have actually been the episode.
I don't know. This is the
No,
problem.
I
with these
think
episodes. They
they're-
all just very much so blend together. Like every.
It's a war, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The most important part of the next 5 episodes is that she has an ongoing feud with this dude in a rifle, and this country fights back.
I'm pretty sure we're in the Fords in Norway, and they're trying to.
Fjords. That's what
Yes,
I said.
it literally
Trying
even
to
says
defend
it
something.
even says that it even says
called
fjord
fjord.
in this description of
Yeah.
episode 7.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this is the country that
Oh.
actually fights back.
Yes. This is also where Tanya shows off some more of her I think it was like battle strategy and whatnot, where she essentially figures out the military's current plan up to this point without
Yeah.
having been told that.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, I guess you know you're on assignment.
Wow, Nick Nack.
Scaring Seki since the dawn of time.
I was like doing this, like indicating I was about to sneeze for like about a half a minute there.
Did you honestly think it was going to deny you the sneeze?
You good?
Sick, man.
My heart's beating a little fast right now.
Good. My shoulder aches, so I feel like I got someone.
You actually did legitimately scare me.
It was worth it. And let's get back.
Okay, no, so this was the episode actually where she does claim the rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she does claim it at them, but it's not the last of the guy that we'll be seeing.
I didn't say it was the last of him. I just said she got a new gun.
Yes.
A fancy new gun. A Christmas present to herself.
Yes. So essentially she figures out the assignment. She takes over this. Tanya helps with the help of her battalion. Takes over this camp that essentially allows the Empire to move the resources freely.
And then they head back to Strategic
And
HQ and wait for their next.
They fight, they win, they leave.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, I think
That describes like the latter half of
Episode
the series.
8.
Yep, episode
Yeah.
8. Yep. So on to episode 8. This is the beginning of like essentially trying to show us like the horrors of war in that it brings us to this like little city that's like kind of crucial for the Empire. I forget for what reason.
It's the same one as the Fjord. It's the one
Oh,
they
okay.
bombed.
Oh, okay.
And it was to get a naval point into the northern part of the country.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what this is. That's what this is for. And there's and then there's civilian resistance happening.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, guerrilla warfare. So basically, Tanya's battalion is coming here to stop that. Basically,
And of course, she pulls the whole. You have like 5 minutes to give up and surrender, or we will consider everyone enemies, and you will all be slaughtered.
oh, and also
Please allow your women and children to leave.
Another minor plot point. She also apparently wrote another little document:
Yeah.
how to get away with civilian bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a very fruitful episode.
Oh yeah, this is the episode where she forces, I think, one of her own soldiers to fire on civilians.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it comes back later when that soldier's having a problem with it. When one of the other ones goes, you need to like. It's not your responsibility, it's your commander's responsibility, and then it's the responsibility of the person giving the orders.
Which I will say is
It's problematic,
Yeah.
but I have a point.
Especially when
There's a point, but
yeah.
it's problematic. Like
Yeah.
I can understand why they're using it to justify it to themselves.
They're trying.
make
They're doing it.
themselves
They're doing it as a point, and this goes more into like this probably is answered even more deeply in like the light novel. But this is probably just like another point
It's
with
a
this
morality.
whole. Yeah, it's a morality thing, and it's
Yeah.
trying to show like how people will sometimes justify the actions that they took, even if it was in the place of another person's
Yeah.
orders.
it just felt very there was that one massacre in Vietnam.
But it also proves Tanya's point when she talks about humans being unpredictable animals.
Yes.
Because she goes off on that massive rant about how humans are just unpredictable animals because of their emotions. And that's why they needed to wipe everyone out outside of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but it's problematic.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then and then episode 9 after that whole episode, I think was it this? Yeah, okay, no, it was the next episode. This is Operation Revolving Doors, the name of this operation that they take part of this time around. I forget exactly what happens here.
That describes my thoughts on the latter half of the series in a nutshell.
Well, and this is the point where they get the new weapons to test as well.
That's right. They get shot across the sky in missiles.
Oh, this was that
Yeah.
one. Oh, this was that episode.
They bring back the best character.
Missilkun.
No, Crazy Scientist Kun.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, him.
And also, this is kind of the point where like the lines really, really start to blur between World War I and World War II, technology-wise.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of
magic.
There's magic.
Yeah, there's nothing to say on technology.
Yeah.
There's magic.
It's magic.
It's like I think steampunk is almost a way to describe it. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would put it in a very Victorian time period, actually.
Yeah.
But with World War I, World War II political leanings.
And also, time frame wise, World War I era time frame, because this is about that time frame.
Yeah. This is like 1916 that we're talking about now in this episode, I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So yeah, essentially this is what they're doing. They're trying to make a little operation work out.
I just love how at the end of the episode, Tanya's just like, damn it!
Yes.
Yeah.
He's always saying, "God damn it."
Yeah, but you could like feel it in her soul in this episode.
Like, yeah, really you can. So, since none of us really remembered much else outside of the whole out of Mr. Missiles and the crazy scientist.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Sue, the guy.
Yes.
I didn't realize his name was spelled like the Native American tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So we're
besides
moving
like the
on to 10?
retreat,
Yeah, we're
and
moving on
everything
to
else,
10.
that's it.
So, speaking of Sue, he's not dead, and he's back and stronger than ever with the help of Beam X. And you can.
And the Allied Kingdom.
Oh yeah, in the LA Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Power
did
of
we?
anime
I think we
and
actually got a
God on my
sneak peek
side.
of him at like the end of episode 9.
Yeah, there's an ED where he's shown to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's shown to be alive, and he saw something. He saw God.
Tanya takes advantage of the trope of the post-credit scene. So Seki probably missed most of these.
Yeah. There's a lot of post-credit scenes
Well,
in
no one
Tanya.
said anything, so I didn't watch through the entire.
I didn't know, and I just know to check.
Yeah,
I've been conditioned by modern film.
I honestly
can't.
forgot about most of the post-credit scenes in there, so.
So this is where they talk about the third phase of Operation Lockpick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yeah, they're just trying.
They're just gonna blow up stuff as they retreat to make as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and hope that the Republican force will sustain massive amounts of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
kind of like what the Russians did.
Yeah. Oh, and they suppose
The
we
Russians
should.
didn't have to do anything.
Okay, this.
We had winter to do it for us.
So I suppose they should.
Yeah, but this is if you didn't have winter.
I suppose they should make it clear. So the Republic, aren't the Republic forces essentially Italy in this, or are they someone else? Because I don't remember.
If the Allied is Britain, and those are the Ottomans,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a Ruski Empire,
Mm-hmm.
then that has to be Italy.
So this is
Yeah.
so Republican forces are the equivalent of Italy.
Yeah.
I don't think the
Also,
Americans
his
are
name
in
is
yet.
Biento.
They're not in yet. They come in the film.
His name
Yeah.
is Biento. That's like hello in like either French or Italian. So
So either French or Italy.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Although I think actually
Italy because France is part of the
of the Empire.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
According
they
to the
took it. Yeah,
maps.
because they took it over.
Yeah, according to the maps, it looks like it's Germany, France, all of like Belgium and Denmark, and then the lower part of the Great British Isles and like Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. So that's the whole like sort of geography of this.
But basically, it's just them enacting this like detonation and withdraw trap plan until they come in contact with Sue and his flying battalion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At which point, the episode ends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it moves to episode 11.
Yep. So and then episode 11, this is the giant trench gun apparently where they have Sue
Against the rules of combat.
Yeah, it's against the
Yeah.
rules of combat, but the things are a little messy in this era. I mean, Tanya's literally coming up with all these ways to get around all these moral stuff and
I
whatnot.
don't know. Ironically, I'd say that the only other thing worse for the statue of the military thing would be her going, "Hello, everyone. This is your warning that you're about to be bombed."
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
That's almost worse.
Yeah.
And this episode, she really cusses out Being X because she finds out that he is helping Sue.
Yes. Well, Sue, helping Sue to help kill her, or at least an attempt to anyway.
Yeah.
So,
We saw there's like a big fight between the 203rd and Sue's forces.
Yep.
But most of the 203rd survive, even though they're injured.
Yeah.
And they, of course, win.
Yeah.
Well,
They
they
win.
win,
They
and then
win.
Tanya
They
like,
win in
shoots
the.
the
At what
fuck out of
cost?
that one
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like empties her bullets into him.
And wait, was Sue the one that got blown up?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
He blew himself.
No. Like during the first episode where like Tanya went and like said,
No.
No.
okay, yeah, no,
No.
all those died.
Yes. We'll just leave it at that because actually I think I accidentally said his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
great.
Good.
Let's just go 12.
Yeah. Let's get to 12. So how to use victory. The title of this
Wait,
episode.
hang on.
What?
At the end of episode 11, we forgot to mention that she requests permission to attack. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
denied.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot why that's significant though.
Because she starts
Oh yes,
it
this
like
is
triggers her
oh
because
yes, because
she
she
thinks that
realized.
could have ended the war.
Yeah, because she realizes she could have ended the war at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. She realizes that she could have ended the war, but instead there's people left to straggle to resist the Empire and bring in this whole world war. And you gotta think that I'll save that for the end with my final thoughts. So
Well, episode 12 is basically just her screaming "God damn it" the entire
love
episode.
episode 12.
yes.
I have never loved a speech more than I love Tanya's speech in episode 12.
Episode 12 was probably
I
the
love
best episode.
I
of
love
the
all
series,
the
think.
I love both of the speeches that Tanya gave. The one that she gave to the major or whatever his face was in private, and the one she gave to her battalion. All those
during
speeches were
training.
great.
It's also the triggering of the Allies, the United States, and the Rusi Empire to all join the war.
Yes. Essentially. And then the movie picks that up, but the movie will be saved for a later date.
Well,
The end credit scene did
Yeah,
seemingly lead into whatever the movie's doing with.
oh yes, it shows Mary Sue joining up with it, and she is a very crucial character in that series or
And
in
her
that
eyes-
in that movie.
Her
And her eyes are
glowing
glowing
Yeah.
gold,
Yeah.
just like it.
she's been infected being X.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
all know it.
So yes, Mary is a very crucial character within the movie.
Also, episode 12 is the only episode that really, at the end, had me curious, like, oh, what's going to happen next?
Yes, and you got to watch the movie for it. So
Yeah.
if you want to watch the movie, you're more than welcome to.
Maybe I will eventually.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll have it in our list. Who
I'm
knows?
sure. I'm definitely putting this on the list if any of you don't watch it before then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right, then. That's the last episode, right?
that is
Yep.
the
We
last
want to move
episode.
into our final thoughts and review?
Yeah. I think we
Yes.
should.
So I'll go ahead and start since this is my series.
Go ahead.
So I really enjoy this series a lot. I know that the main like catchphrase with this is a psycho German Nazi lolly, and it's accurate, but the Nazi part is not accurate because this takes place in World War I, not World War II.
Okay. Yeah, but it's the idealism, not the actual group.
It's the idealism,
Yeah.
but not the
Yeah.
group that makes it. So I get it. It's the fanaticism of the Empire that Tanya
Yeah.
portrays within her that gives people that impression. But the lingo is there, but the actuality of it is not really there.
All right. How about we get... All right, do you want to give it a rating today?
Yes, I will give it a rating. I give it 7 lollies out of 10.
All right, let's move on to Vorn.
Actually, no, sorry, I'm going to give it higher. I'm sorry. 8 out of 10 lollies. There we go.
Oh my, so many lollies.
Yes, many.
Well, when I first watched this, I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was the best thing that came out during the season. Watching it again, yeah, there was still the enjoyment watching it, yeah. But I definitely can't say it's the best thing I was watching currently. So, plot is great. There's some historical aspects right there, although it's pretty skewed. Like, nearing the end of the series, actually not even toward the end, just toward like the midway for like the series and anyway. Characters are very nice. They are pretty nicely developed, I feel. So this probably would get 8 or a 7 out of 10 for me. So yeah.
All right, Seki.
I started very confused. And I didn't get less confused for a really long time. And I watched the dub hoping it would help me understand it better. because I don't really do military strategy or anything like that. Not my cup of tea. I really liked the last episode though. But I didn't really like the first 11. So I don't know, like 3 beer steins out of like 7. It wasn't great.
I'm conflicted. I really didn't like that first episode, which we have addressed was very out of order. 2 through 5, I was okay with. I thought they were good enough, but at around the point where she gets her battalion, I feel the series really blends itself together too much. There's obvious military tactics going on, but most of the time, episodes come down to there's a conflict. Tanya and her battalion go in, they fight, they leave. In very there's always that one thing like the missiles and such, but it never quite moves away from that formula until the last episode. So it gets very repetitive. I think the last episode was really good, but I feel like I watched a 4-hour prologue to something better. And I feel like there's a lot of fat that could have been trimmed out of the series. I would rate it an out of a meh.
That's a rating. So, with that said, I think we're all done. We've all set our consensus.
All right. Do we want to go ahead and pull from the hat?
Wait, hold on. I want to at least say this. It would have been better if they actually had like a map showing us the military actions in base.
They did at times.
Like during the whole entire time.
You know what could have worked? In video game series, Fire Emblem, a lot of them, what they'll do to show like the progression of the world, they'll like before every chapter they'll show like where the troops' movements are, and they'll give like a little exposition as to where they're going and why they're going there. That kind of thing probably could have helped Tanya remain a little bit more controlled and organized. Yeah, and concise.
Well, Realm, bring in the wheel. I want to smash into your face. Let's see where it
Ironically,
lands.
not a wheel and not something anyone can bring in physically.
And not something Rome actually has control of.
I wish I did, honestly.
All right, guys, ready?
Too funny now. At this point.
But anyways,
come
on, trash.
Come on, smash!
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh
What
no.
is it? Just say it, god
It's
dang
Naruto,
it.
isn't it?
It's not Naruto.
Okay.
Oh god dang.
It is another shonen, and it is one of my submissions.
Just say it, damn it!
Stay out away you go.
Oh,
okay, so
shoot me.
Okay, good. Fairy tale. I actually like this.
It's fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
How many
Have you ever
episodes?
seen it?
No.
Shut up.
Let's
How
say
many
that's-
episodes?
1 through 12.
1 through 12.
It's just
All right.
It's just 1 through 12. It's not the end of the world.
I actually like fairy tale,
Which
so
is
I
why
would be
the last
enjoying
few
this.
times Fairy Tale has come up, and during the Katekyo era, she was warning me, "Oh, I'm gonna be. You hate this now. I'm gonna feel so bad for you when we get to Fairy Tale."
Yeah.
She spent.
So here's the thing. I love fairy tale, but I genuinely hate with every bone in my body several whole arcs. Just period. None of the first 12 episodes are an arc I hate, but after that, and I'm planning on resubmitting this till we finish it. So.
And for more context as to why I'm in such pain right now, I'll be on vacation, so I have less time to watch it than normal. So I've actually got to binge it. And
Well, these two actually probably don't have to worry about their files that much. Well,
I don't.
Realm
I
doesn't
don't for sure
at all. You have someone finals, right, to study for? Yeah. I know Nick Nack and like me going to really have to study.
But my finals will be over Tuesday night, so.
Yeah, I actually have
I'll have
Monday,
time.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
by the way, guys, is this the last live recording before the New Year? No, we have one more, the 28th.
Yeah, one more. So, see you then.
We will see you
And
then.
remember, everyone,
Try harder, everyone. You messed up this time.